Hello friends, welcome to the Techsole education. This video is for Java developers for API documentation process by including Swagger library. This video will include the contents, what was old approach to share API documentation, need of API documentation, about Swagger library, implementation of Swagger and API testing with Swagger documentation process. Okay, we will guide you step by step. If you like the video, then please subscribe our channel and please like share this video with your friends. So let's start the process of Swagger implementation. Before starting the implementation of Swagger, let's have a basic introduction about Swagger. What is Swagger? Swagger is an API documentation and testing tool based on OpenAPI specification. It allows to developers automatically generates API documentation, test APIs directly from the browser with the help of Swagger UI, standardized API structure using OpenAPI specifications, share API contexts between front-end and back-end teams. Okay, it will provide an UI, Swagger UI, where we can see all the API endpoints, checks, request, response formats, test API without Postman, view headers, parameters, and standard codes of APIs. Okay, it works as it scans all the REST controller of your projects. Means it will scan all your REST controllers which you created in your projects, and then it will generate an API documents automatically and displays all controller with their method, with their request body, with their response in as a testing tool. Okay, importance of Swagger documentation is for backend. Importance of Swagger documentation for backend developer, no need to write manual documentation. It is easy and debug from Swagger UI. For front-end developers, clear understanding about request, response, and header of the APIs. For clients, external clients can test APIs without any technical tools to integrate in their systems. Previously, we were sharing the API documents as an Word format or as a PDF format. Like this is the URL and this is the method type. These are the headers. These are the payload kind of. But by implementing Swagger, we just expose a Swagger UI endpoint and all the API documentation will created by this OpenAPI specification by Swagger. So we need to add a dependency, this one OpenAPI dependency, that is SpringDoc OpenAPI starter.webmbc-ui. Okay, let's check on our project. I'm assuming that you have already knowledge about how to create the APIs. I'm just implementing this dependency and will show you the URL and how you can test your APIs from your controller. Okay, from the Swagger. So let's get start with our project. I have created a demo Swagger project which have the basic controllers, basic API controllers, and simple returning response means. Let me show you the first DTO that we are using in this project. This DTO is a employee request DTO. It will send these parameters: ID, name, employee code, salary, department. And this is a response type DTO that will be sent as a response in our API. Okay, and we have created a data creator helper that will create a data to our APIs. This method will create a list of employees as per our requested DTO, and this method will return all employees. Those are created with this. Okay, and we have defined a method find employees by employee code. We will pass IMP code, and here we are filtering the particular employees on the basis of employee code. And there is another method find by department. Okay, and here we are filtering the employees on the basis of department. And we have created a service. There are four methods: save new employees, get all employees, get employee by department, and get employee by EMP code. And it is its implementation class. Here we have implemented the employee service. So there is nothing, any additional business logic are written. We are just auto wired here the data creator helper. With the help of this data creator, we are calling their method and passing our objects only. Okay, check this. Okay, now let me show you our controller. This is our controller. REST controller request mapping API slash v1 slash employees slash create will create a new employee slash by contact slash by contact slash department. There is a typo mistake. We will change it to by department. Okay, and here we will pass the department name. It will return the list of all employees who are working in asked department. Now this one is by fetch employee by employee code. Here we will pass the employee code, and the another one API is get all. This will return all the employees. Okay, so there is no additional business logic performed in this project. I just added this basic methods. I'm assuming that you are already aware how to create REST APIs in Spring Boot. Okay, and let me show you our YML file. So here I changed the port number to 9191 and our context path swagger-demo. Okay, and I'll show you the pom.xml. Okay, there is only two dependencies added, only the web and the starter test. I have not added now the swagger dependency. Okay, let me run this application and how we can test before implementation to the swagger. I will show you, then I will guide you after implementing swagger how you can test. Okay, it is going to deploy our project. Okay, now project is deployed. Before implementing Swagger, how we were testing this one, we are going to our browser and we are manually typing here http localhost port 9091 slash swagger, then our entire context path. But instead of doing this, we can use the Swagger API documentation process. How you can implement that? We need to add a dependency to our Swagger file. Let me add that first. Then we will go to browser to test our API endpoints. Okay. Add Swagger dependency like this. Now let's test our Swagger UI. How you can open Swagger UI, open your browser and type http colon localhost for your local system with your port. Our port is 9191, then your context path Swagger demo, then Swagger UI dash UI, then index.html. You will see a Swagger UI page. Okay, and this page will contain all your controllers APIs services here. Okay, remember this one. This is the main API documents where all your APIs are created. With the help of this API documentation, this UI is created. Okay, so let's walk you through how we can test our applications. We have created 4 methods in our employee controller. One is post method to create an employee. One is get method to get all employees. One is get employee by employee code. The another one is get employee by department. Okay, so let's go one by one. Let first we check all employees that we have already set in our code as a static employees, means default employees. Click on try it out button, then click on execute. It will run and will produce the response as below. This is our curl. You can use this to the postman. This is your requested URL, fully URL, and this is your response. If the request is successful, it will give 200 and your response as you bind in your controller. Okay, So the data is ID 1, name Ranjan Das, EMP code EMP 100, salary 55,000 and department is sales. The next employee is Kamal Singh, his ID is 2, employee code is EMP 101 and so on. Okay, you can see if this response is coming, that means your API is working fine. If your API is not working fine, it will give the error here. Okay, so let's check another one is that is fetch employee by EMP code. Okay, when you click on the second API, then click on try it out. It will force you to enter EMP code. EMP code EMP 100. Okay, let's find an employee whose EMP code is 100. Okay, now click on execute. It will instantly execute your API and will give you the result of that particular employee code wise result. Okay, now let's fetch the employees by department. Click on department API, then click on try it out, then input the department name. The department name is, suppose we want to fetch the sales department employees. Okay, then click on execute. It will filter out the sales department employees. Okay, now let's try to add new employees. Let me check how many employees are available. 1 2 3 4 5. There are 5 employees are available. Let us add another one. Is try it out. Suppose we are giving the ID 1010, name is Steve John. Okay, employee code STV 200, salary is 50k and department is IT. Okay, let's check what will be the output of this. Click on execute. Now see, yes, it is added the employees. ID 10, name Steve John, EMP code STV 200 and so on. Okay, so this is the process how to integrate Swagger in your APIs. It is a best way to create your documents without hesitation or without extra effort. Okay, hope you understand the flow of integration of this Swagger. Okay, if you like this content is useful to you, kindly like, hit the subscribe button and share with your friends. Okay, we'll see you in next video. Thank you.